Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. This is your average guy, John Corelli. I want to talk about the issue with dogs. It's funny because this is rather serendipitous because I had just done a video about my cat, and as I mention often, I am not an anti-dog, pro-cat guy. I love both of them equally. I'm pro-cat and pro-dog. However, at the age I'm at and in the situation, the living situation I am in, and my lifestyle choices, I do not have like a lot to put into raising or training a dog, so or even taking care of a dog. The simple stuff like walking him, cleaning up after him, making sure someone's around him a good percentage of the time because that's what dogs need. And so right now I'm just not a dog person. Don't hate them, but just don't own them. But it's easier to own a cat. So I went on a walk this morning and uh, I everything's going fine, and nothing really went bad, but something could have gone bad. So I'm walking down 26th Avenue here in Wheat Ridge slash Edgewater, and I go right in front of Terra Village, which Terra Village has always been lower income apartments generally, lower to middle maybe income, but I had a friend who lived, many friends actually lived there when I went to high school with. Um, my grandmother actually lived there when she was on a fixed income, and then she moved to Edgewater Plaza after that. But so I'm walking down 20, heading east on 26th. Just passing Terra Village. There's a bus stop there for the 26th going west, and there's a crosswalk there. They've built a crosswalk where you can push it and it'll light up and cars will stop for you because there's no traffic lights between Sheridan and Pierce. So they have a couple crosswalks, which is great. And this guy walks by. He has a skateboard. He's pretty young. I'm guessing maybe around 18, 20 years old. And I'm about a block away at this point. He crosses and he goes to the bus stop. I look ahead and there are a bunch of people there at the bus stop and dogs. As I get closer, this guy on the skateboard decides I'm not staying at this bus stop. And what the deal is there are three kids. I'd say they're about 14, maybe 12 and 10, right around those three ages, and they got two fucking pit bulls. Okay? And yeah, I know. Let's see where this heads, right? And these kids, to describe them, they were kids of color. I don't know what color. I mean, they honestly looked like they could be mixed race. Like I've heard the term Blaxican brought up before. They could have been mixed race, white and black, but they were definitely kids of color. And I'm not starting anything by saying that, just describing these kids. And this is the problem with a lot of pit bull owners. I mean, they got a lot of bad press with the whole Michael Vick thing, what, 10, 15 years ago, whenever that was. Now, a lot of the mantra has been, in fact, and as a sidebar, they were pit bulls as a breed were, how do I want to put it? They were banned from Denver and I think Aurora for a while, but definitely Denver. I think they just uplifted the ban. I think it was voted out, and frankly, I'm not a big fan of these animals. Just to describe what happened, then we'll start with that. So I walk up to them and I go I am proactive generally. I'm not stupid. So I see these kids sitting on these there are two benches there, and they're sitting on these benches, and kids got a big one, a big one. The big kid had this was one of the biggest pit bulls I've ever seen, which is saying something. It might have been part pit bull and part mastiff, which I know is a thing. So I can put more muscle on these already ridiculously strong dogs. And then the other kid had like a juvenile, a little older than a puppy, but definitely not an adult yet. So and I, like I said, I'm trying to be cautious and careful, but I'm also not going to run away because I'm a fucking man, right? So I go into the bike lane, uh, and and this is what I've seen pit bull owners do this before, and I think it's a real fucking bitch ass move. They they'll instead of tightening up the chain, and I'm watching. I should have said, and I've done this before to people. Go tighten up that fucking leash. And no, he leaves it loose, and then the dog takes a jump at me, and he yanks it back like he's actually doing something. It's like, no, you're a fucking asshole, and what you're doing is you're threatening me. And that's true, right? But I let it go. Nothing came about it. The dog kind of lurched me. I didn't even flinch because I'm ready. I have a plan, which sucks. You shouldn't have to have this in your head, but I have a plan for if a dog attacks me, especially a pit bull. The pit bull generally clamp on to whatever appendage is closest. So Pitbull comes after me, I will offer my left arm, and hopefully he'll clamp onto that, and then I will grab my keys out of my pocket and fucking jam a key into his eye. Don't want to do it. Don't want to hurt the animal, but if it's between him and me, I win. Or at least I'm gonna try to win. And especially when his owner's an asshole that thinks it's cool to fucking take over the bus stop. There's no reason for them to be at a bus stop. Last I checked, they don't let pit bulls on the bus. So these kids were just trying to be fucking men. They're not. They're little assholes with dogs. So that got me to talk about this. Pit bulls. A lot of people say, well, it's the owners. Yeah, the owners are often a lot of macho assholes, but that's why they get a pit bull, right? And pit bulls, yeah, if a pit bull, a puppy gets a really nice owner and they train it well and they take care of it and it's well loved, it has a shot at being a good dog. But however, remember how every breed is an inbreed, right? German Shepherds have issues. Rottweilers have issues. Little fucking corgis and dachshunds have little short legs. Why? Because they were bred to go into holes after badgers and such. Why do we have skinny ass greyhounds and whippets that can run 60 miles an hour or 40 or whatever they do? Because they were inbred and trained to hunt rabbits and such. All of these animals are inbred. And so what happens with inbreeding? Things go awry. And that's what happened with pit bulls. Pit bulls, it's ridiculous. Look like Schwarzenegger fucked a dog. It's insane how big this animal was. I mean, it's just flat, just steaks pasted to this dog. He's all muscle. He's angry. And he's lunging. He lunged at me. And like I said, I didn't flinch because I knew the kid had the chain. But if that dog would have come off the chain, I would have had to take action. That's all I'm saying. And, and like these kids were just trying to be tough. Like, you're not a man. You're not even close. And next time I will just call the cops and go, hey, these guys are being intimidating, trying menacing people with their fucking dogs at a bus stop. Like, they're hard. You're in Edgewater. Shut the fuck up. Go to East Cleveland if you want to be hard. Okay? So, that kind of got me thinking about just dog ownership in general and how kind of ridiculous we've gotten with our dogs. Just the treats we give them, the way we treat them, the way often a lot of people will put their lives above human lives. I find that very odd, and I get it. I have a pet that I love. I've had dogs that I love, but I just don't understand putting them on this pedestal. And then like so that was the latest example of people being ridiculous with their dogs, but you see it all the time. My favorite is the dog on the lap of the person driving the car. Yeah, brilliant. But I love my dog. You know what? I love my kid. I didn't put him on my lap when I was driving my car. He was in his car seat, secure and safe. That's what you should do. If you're such a big dog lover, maybe not have him as your secondary airbag. And I know usually these people are driving slow in the suburbs, and so maybe they're probably not going to stop short and crush the dog. But you're not being safe. You have a fucking dog between you and your steering wheel. Stop it. Nobody's impressed. We all just think you're a fucking idiot, okay? And by the way, I saw that one topped just last week. As like all these things came together for me to do 10 minutes on. I swear to God, I can't even make it up. Logan and I went to Best Buy to get the John Wick trilogy because we're the coolest people ever. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, we get that. We're driving back, and this is on Wadsworth, right? We went to the Best Buy on Alameda and Wadsworth. We're coming back to come home. And we're on Wadsworth. Like I said, it's a 40-mile-an-hour street. People often do 45, 50. There's a guy on a motorcycle with a little bulldog on the front. What the fuck you doing? Let's use them, guys. We got them. We're at the top of the food chain because of this. Please. I'm not saying everyone has to be brilliant or a fucking rocket scientist, but let's just use some common sense. Use our brains, please. So I got another minute to fill. How do we do it? I actually have done a bit. Maybe I'll just finish on a bit that I do about dogs and cats, and because almost everyone prefers dogs over cats, and so I like to go the opposite with it and just go, no, cats are better. Why? I'll tell you a couple reasons why. One, they're better predators. Dogs have to hunt in packs. Cats are just badasses, right? They got claws, they got fangs. They're the best land predator on the planet. Secondly, if you were going to take two species and compare them for intelligence or just being better, I'm going to take the one that doesn't eat the other species. Fecal matter, okay? Species. Okay, that's true. That's the thing. We used to have a dog named Chuck. We had him for years, and we had a bunch of cats at the time. And this dog would eat right out of the litter box. I mean, I don't know if it was like almond roca, basically, for a dog, and then he would come up to you and burp in your face. A nice cat shit, a melange of cat shit and cat litter. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks. So yeah, and I got other examples of why cats are superior to dogs, but you have to come and see me do comedy about that if you want to see that, because I'm out of time. Thanks, you guys. Don't hate dogs, but don't try to be a badass when you're 14 with your big ass pit bull. Bye.